NSFW, men of Reddit, what's the greatest realization you've had during post-nut clarity? Yeah, that was the last time. I really should not have had sex with this person. I should really get my life together. Still working. Pre-nut, why this girl smell like toasted marshmallows? Post-nut, oh, that's cigarette smoke. What the duck am I watching? Why even bother trying to get a girlfriend when I can just do this? When I was maybe 14. Wow, I just spent 2 hours masturbating. Thank God I didn't booty call her. I have to leave this relationship. I am miserable and the sex does not even begin to make up for any of this at all. Rip inbox. Thanks for the support, single and loving it. That I was being manipulated through sex. How much I actually love my wife. I should have waited because this scene was better. I wasn't horny, I just wanted that hit of dopamine. I remember one time a while ago, my physics teacher gave me a take-home test to do. I'm not great at physics, and I tend to procrastinate. So it was like 3 a.m. and I was passing the time with a nice nut. Afterwards I totally remembered the right way to solve the question and finished the test, so now I can say that blasting rope literally let me pass physics with a B. That my wife was letting me have a threesome with her BFF because they wanted to have sex. And I was being bribed. I should debloat my Windows 10 install. Alucard spelled backwards is Dracula. I gotta get out of this place. I will probably never duck 5 big-tittied girls at the same time. I really love this woman. That I was in a really toxic relationship. I was with the same girl for over 5 years. Started in high school, so I never had an intimate relationship with anyone else. I was always very attracted to her and we'd had some great times early on. But our relationship had long ago turned one-sided. Everything I was getting out of this was what I alone was putting into it. This girl also had, essentially, a non-existent sex drive. Which is fine. Of course. That's not some error or problem on her part. Everyone deserves to do what they feel comfortable with if they ever feel comfortable with it. And don't owe anyone anything more. The problem was how she responded to my sex drive. In 5 years we'd had sex maybe 15 times. And every single one became her go-to reminder for the next few months of how much she did for me. How selfless she was. I left jokes in her lunches that I packed every day. I bought her flowers and gifts at random just because I was thinking of her when I was at the store. I asked her once if she could start complimenting me more. Words of affirmation is my greatest love language. She said that felt uncomfortable. She didn't even remember to get me a Christmas present last year. But hey, I let you get laid last month became a regular sentiment. If I mentioned to her that I was feeling aroused, or told her how beautiful she was, she shrugged it off and made me feel like I was ceaselessly horny. I'd been scared of this relationship failing for 5 years. I knew there were things I was unhappy with, but it seemed more comfortable to come home to a 6/10 happiness than try to go out and find something higher. But then you nut, and your head clears. And I look down at the woman who refuses any position but missionary, with whom foreplay or nudity is never allowed. And she's frowning. I know the last 2 minutes will be thrown at me for months to come. This relationship just ended. I don't wish her ill for anything about her libido, but I'll be heartbroken for a while knowing how much I shamed myself for being attracted to my girlfriend and wanting to be intimate with her. How much I made myself feel that was wrong and I was perverted and insatiable. Miss my ex, miss my ex, miss my ex. Now I don't at all. I really need to cut down on fapping. I'd trade sex with a stranger for platonic friendship in a heartbeat. I should not watch waluigi hentai anymore. I no longer want or need to have sex. 3 months after a breakup, my ex was trying to reconcile, and I was seriously considering it. I was seeing a guy, And the sex was great, but I knew he was way more serious than I was. I honestly didn't know what to do. After sex, he curls up next to me and says, "Leave if you still love him, monsieur. I would rather see you happy than possess you." Ask yourself if you could say the same thing about him, monsieur. He was right. But I needed that insight to realize my ex was more about possessing me than actually being in love with me. I followed that wise, loving man across the country, and never regretted it. Not even after we eventually broke up. Wherever he is, I hope he's blissfully happy. Thank you for watching. Comment passion if you have reached this far into the video. Have a good day.